When it comes to using science in your homeschool, sometimes we can really overcomplicate the supplies that we think that we need. Hi, I'm Christine from Rabbit Trails Homeschool, and I wanted to share with you the homeschool science supplies that we actually use in our home. So first off is one of my favorite things, and that's a magnifying glass. We also have this really cool kind of critter magnifying glass. And this is really fun for like studying flowers and bugs that we can just simply put the specimen, like if there's a bug outside, that's something safe, of course, like not a wasp or something like that. But we can just put it right on top of it and observe it and then lift it up and then it can go on its merry way. And so we use both of these a lot in our homeschool when we're looking at seeds, when we're looking at, like I said, bugs, flowers, mushrooms, whatever it is. My kids really love using this. In fact, this one's, I don't even know if you can see, it's really filthy because it's being used so much. And another homeschool mom is the one that told me about this one, and I've just always thought it was really cool. And so I actually had to dig through like our toy boxes to find it because it's being used that much that it's not even like with our school supplies, it's with the kids' toys. So magnifying glass is number one. Number two is a measuring tape. And that seems kind of surprising, but we actually measure fairly often, especially when we're learning about different animals, just to see the vast difference in sizes that different animals are. It can also be helpful, obviously, as far as like measuring distances, like if we're trying to even for the solar system, to see how far the Earth is from the sun compared to Jupiter from the sun. And we're obviously going to scale that down, but it can still be the same, this close to this close when we're looking, just to give kids an idea, because something like how far we are from the sun is so hard for them to grasp. And so I find for almost every subject, we're pulling this bad boy out. So having a measuring tape, we keep this one in our kitchen. We also have a couple other sizes, as well as like a sewing type measuring tape. So we have several floating around. And luckily this one usually stays in our kitchen drawer, so we're able to grab it pretty fast when we're doing lessons. Next is some type of science journal. So this is our companion journal that we have for all of our subjects, but all of our science units in particular for the purpose of this video. And the reason why I like having these is because we encourage kiddos to follow the scientific method when they are doing experiments. And so we have that laid out for them already, and they may not even be realizing that they're using the scientific method or know what the scientific method is. And so if they're following this format for all of their experiments throughout their younger years, by the time that they're actually learning about what this scientific method is, it's going to be second nature to them because it's what they've been doing all along. And it's just a great way to make sure you're collecting all that information anyways, so that they're understanding why they're performing this experiment in the first place. Another reason why I really love our companion journals is that we have places for all the definitions and vocabulary that they're going to be using throughout the unit. So if you're using Rabbit Trails, these are a great, really inexpensive resource that you can use to add to your science lessons, but it just makes it super easy and doable for us. I also love just having a blank sketch pad. So I love that this one was small. We plan on bringing this to the zoo with us this year because we're gonna be studying mammals, which don't go looking on our website yet. We don't have it out yet. It'll be out next year. But I love that it's small. This is like, 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So it's like a half size, and it's just all blank, nice cardstock type paper. And so they can bring that. We're going to throw it in our backpack, bring it to the zoo. It's something easy you can grab just to go outside if you're studying insects or flowers or birds or reptiles and amphibians or whatever it is. That this is just something really simple for kids to do any nature sketching. And being able just to sit and observe and sketch is such a great skill for our kids to do because they're natural observers anyways. And so this is just encouraging them to go off with that curiosity and to learn through observing, especially when it comes to nature studies. And then, of course, this has to be on my list, is books. We actually use these. We use our spine reference books for every single lesson. My kids love having little field guides. This is stuff that I'll even see them just pulling off the shelf and looking at themselves, even if it doesn't have to go with our lesson. Having just simple books doesn't have to be crazy, guys. Get a great reference book, get some field guides, get some stuff from the library. It doesn't have to be this in-depth textbook that's taking you to do all these expensive experiments. And last but not least is just simple art supplies. Almost everything we do in Rabbit Trails is simple household supply experiments. I don't want you guys to be spending hundreds of dollars on different kits and different materials. Some of our middle level, like especially chemistry, is probably our most expensive stuff unit, because chemistry has a lot of stuff that you need to do in order to learn it. But like all of our nature studies, all of our elementary level units, it is simple school supplies. It is paper, it is coloring materials, it is clay, it is kitchen supplies like salt and flour and water in bowls. And I think that's really all that I can think of in the top of my mind. So simple school supplies, household supplies. Guys, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't need to be difficult to teach science and to teach it well in your homeschool. And so these are my top lists here. Get that magnifying glass, measuring tape, some type of journal where you're going to be writing down what you're doing with your experiments and the definitions that you're learning, great books, a nature journal, and household supplies. There you have it. Super simple, super doable. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be things that are hard to find, and it doesn't have to be expensive. So if you want to copy that list down, I would be honored. And I hope that it helps you what am I trying to say? I hope that it helps you know that science doesn't have to be complicated to be done well, and that it encourages you to just take a deep breath and to make science simple. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for joining me.